It is the final game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season, and it all comes down to this. For many teams still trying to force their way into the playoffs, and Group C is our focus this evening, with Banvit taking on Strasbourg. Well, this group is probably the most complex of all in terms of qualification. The good news for Banvit is that they are the only team guaranteed of a playoff spot in Group C, with 5 other teams battling it out for the 3 remaining positions. Rosaradom and Petrol Olympia are the only teams in Group C who can no longer qualify for the next phase. They are guaranteed to finish in 6th and 7th, and every game is starting at the same time. So in 9-10 minutes time, all of these games will be underway. Umana Venezia against Estudiantes, Rosaradom against Petrol Olympia, and Ike against Medi Beirut. So I will do my best to keep you up to date with all the scores as the games are going on. As I said, the only game there that doesn't really matter at all is the Rosaradom Petrol Olympia game, with both of those sides standing no chance at all of qualification to the next phase. But all the other games, well, you can see just there how close Group C is. Banvit out in front, 9-4 on 22 points. They are in the playoffs no matter what, but it is then a straight shootout between Medi, Estudiantes, Strasbourg, Ike Athens and Umana Venezia as to who will be joining Banvit in the playoffs in, well, just about 4 weeks' time. Well, the good news for Strasbourg this evening is that there are 13 possible permutations to come out of this group this evening, and only one of those 13 scenarios will not see Strasbourg advance through to the playoffs. If Banvit beat Strasbourg here today, Medi Beirut beat Ike Athens, and Venezia beat Estudiantes by up to 35 points, then that is the only way Strasbourg will not advance through. As we take a look at the Strasbourg roster, well, they'll be looking to the likes of Damien Inglis, who's been fantastic recently. He's averaging 10.5 points. D. Bost as well. He's certainly hit the ground running. He's averaging 15 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, 5.6 assists. And Zach Wright comes into this off nearly a triple-double last time out. Zach Wright, who's averaging 10.2 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 4.4 assists. Here is the Banvit roster. Even though they are already qualified, they want to make sure that they finish with a win. And, well, Adonis Thomas has been fantastic. He averages 12.1 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, but also the likes of Tolga Getchim has been causing quite a stir recently as well. His last second block saved Banvit from a 2-game losing streak. Estudiantes ended their run in the Basketball Champions League for Banvit, but they did win in Turkey, which keeps their 7-game winning run alive in the Turkish league. They're the only unbeaten team in Turkey since December, as the Strasbourg side just get introduced to the crowd here. They come into this after beating Le Portel 85 points to 62 in the LMB Pro A over the weekend, but the bad news for them is that Louis Lebouy is unfortunately out for between 4 and 6 weeks, which is very frustrating for them, of course. But I suppose the positives about that is that they should hopefully have him back fit and healthy just in time for the playoffs, providing, of course, they actually make it. And now the time for Banvit's side to be introduced to their passionate and loyal home support. Have been very, very solid here in front of their home fans of Banvit. They haven't lost. Started here on game day 2, a 4-point win over Petrol Olympia, 11-point win over Medi Beirut on game day 4, 2-point win over Estudiantes on game day 6, a bit of a blowout at home, 90 points to 62 against Umana Venezia on game day 8. 78-71 on game day 10 against AEK Athens. And their final game here a couple of weeks ago, 74-64 point win over Rosa Radom. So Strasbourg have got it all to do. But as I say, out of those 13 scenarios, I certainly won't bore you by going through every single one of them. But there is only one scenario out of the 13 which will not see Strasbourg into the playoffs. So certainly odds in their favour, you'd say. If you do want to see all the various permutations and scenarios that could happen here this evening in Group C, then head to the Basketball Champions League website, championsleague.basketball. That has a road to the playoffs overview, which gives every single combination of what may or may not happen here today, and you can try and keep track of everything there. As I say, I will keep you up to date with all the scores as we go along here today to try and give you a picture as to who is going to go through to the playoffs and who isn't. But Strasbourg, I suppose the easiest thing for them is just to win here, because if they win, they are guaranteed to be in the playoffs. Banvit aren't guaranteed to finish top, though, so if Strasbourg are coming here thinking that Banvit are just going to almost take their foot off the gas because they've already qualified, they've got another thing coming. Here are our referees today: Julian Marius, Mirovic Alexander, and Machilatis Vilius, the three officials overseeing proceedings here this evening. So the teams that finish first in the group and second in the group of their regular season will be seeded in the playoffs. And the good news for them is that they will then play the second leg of their playoff game at home. So they have home court advantage for the second leg. As we look at the Strasbourg starting five, D-Boss, Zach Wright, Atkins, or D-Boss, I mentioned how impressive he's been. There is Vincent Collet, the Strasbourg head coach. Bit of drama with him right at the beginning of the Basketball Champions League, where he left Strasbourg and then fairly swiftly returned. Yeah, so the teams finishing top of the regular season will play a team that finishes fourth in another group in the regular season, as the Banvit starting five is there. So that's why it's so important. In theory, of course, it doesn't always work out like that, but in theory, by finishing top and facing a side that finishes fourth, you should have an easier tie. And then, of course, the teams that finish second will take on teams that finish third. Sasa Filipovsky is the Banvit head coach, just going through his last team talk of the regular season. It is a regular season that has flown by. The playoffs will be played on March the 6th and March the 7th, so we've got about 4 weeks or so now until the playoffs get underway, and then the second legs will be played the week after on the 13th and 14th of March. But it's been a wonderful regular season. I think the move to reduce the Basketball Champions League to 32 teams instead of 40 has worked really well. It's been so hotly contested, and this is exactly what we wanted from the Champions League. It all coming down to the wire, and with just one game remaining, we are still none the wiser really in Group C as to who is going through to the playoffs and in what order they will qualify as well. So it should be a wonderful evening with all the games in Group C tipping off at the same time. So sit back and enjoy the final game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season. Good crowd as well, which is great news. Should make for a wonderful atmosphere as well here this evening. Banvit players and supporters still completely and fully aware just how important this game is. They may have the luxury of knowing that they will be in the playoffs no matter what, but finishing top is still hugely important for the Turkish side. And Strasbourg, well, they just need to try and make sure that they are joining Banvit in the draw for the playoffs. We're underway, game day 14 in the Basketball Champions League, and it is Strasbourg who will have the opening possession. Little right-hand jump hook, nowhere near. Rebound by Andy Rotins. Here's Tony Taylor. Now Unchel throws it back outside, makes sure his foot's behind the line, and we start off with a three. An open three from the corner, and it's Banvit off to the perfect start. It's a nice pass again, throws it outside, good ball movement this by Strasbourg, looking to respond with a three of their own, and they do. And well, let's hope that the game continues in this fashion. Both sides off to a nice start. Here is Tony Taylor. Now Unchel. Kasper Vidmar, the big man, looking to try and go to work. Lovely little feint. What a play that is from the big man. Here's D. Bost. Now Logan just throws up the mid-range two. Nice touch from David Logan, who's been in terrific form from the perimeter of recent weeks. He's knocked down 10 triples in 17 tries over his last 2 games, so I'm sure Sasa Filipovski has drawn up plans to try and prevent him, as you can see there. A man straight on Logan. Here is D. Boss, though. He can shoot the three, which he does, and knocks down another. Strasbourg perfect from the outside so far. Lead by 3. Andy Rotins, great ball movement again, looking to respond, comes up short. Rebound by Zach Wright, Wright with the pass down the floor, and the one-handed jam by Darian Atkins. He just points to Zach Wright and appreciates the little assist to him. Nice start here from the French side. They lead by 5, 4 from 5 from the field. Here's Rotins, now Vidmar. Nice penetration, tries to bank in the little floater and gets it to go. D-Boss just looking to try and orchestrate things. Into Darian Atkins. Atkins has it swatted away. Now the fast break for Banvit. It was knocked out of his hands, but Banvit will keep possession. Good defensive transition, though, by David Logan, just to get back and pick his pocket to stop that fast break. Here's the dunk from Darian Atkins just a moment or so ago. There's another one is knocked down. Both sides off to a nice start. Just a 1-point game. It's been a free-flowing and fluent opening 3.5 minutes. Here is D. Bost. Bost looking to try and go himself. Difficult shot, can't get it to go, but nice work on the offensive glass. And Miro Bilan makes his first points of the game. There is Tony Taylor. There's 2 men on him. Throws it out to the corner, the 3 on the way, the 3 knocked down. Ridvan Unchel levels this game up, 12 points each. Logan, nice pass inside, extra pass again to Logan, who I spoke about shooting the 3 well, can't get it to go on that occasion. Rebound by Andy Rotins. Rotins nearly had his pocket pick. Banvit keep possession though. Back outside, penetrates, nice pass into Vidmar, who can't get the roll. And eventually it's David Logan who can bring it forward for Strasbourg. And the first foul, I think, of the game so far. Nearly taken 5 minutes. So fluent a game it has been so far. There's Logan again, steps back. Logan throws it out to the corner. Atkins decided to throw it up himself, and why not? When you shoot the three like that, he thought about passing it. Instead, just decided to take responsibility himself, and Darian Atkins has 5. 15 points to 12. You can hear the Banvit supporters just there behind the hoop. Drives to the baseline, throws it outside. Little teardrop, great work by Darian Atkins to get the block. And now the fast break manages to draw the foul, does Miro Bilan. And it'll be the first trip to the line. So Adonis Thomas checks in for Banvit. He's had a really good regular season. Averaging 12.1 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, as Miro Bilan is at the line, makes his first. 75% from the line so far in the regular season, Bilan, so pretty competent free throw shooter. And again extends the lead to 5. Here's Gasper Vidmar. Throws it out of bounds, so it'll be the first turnover. Yeah, I think Vidmar has just taken a little knock there. The referee just stopping play and just saying to Vidmar that he needs to just take a seat. So we hope he's okay. I don't think it's anything too serious. So Damien Kulig is the man who's checked in for Banvit. Damien Inglis is also on the floor now for Strasbourg. Zach Wright has taken a seat. Here is Bilan, now David Logan. Logan, tricky shot, but lovely little teardrop from the baseline from David Logan. He's up to 7 already. Not one from the outside. Good penetration and gets it to go. It's good aggression from Tony Taylor, that's nice to see. Now DeBost. Bilan sets the screen, Bost throws up the 3, just comes up short. Another fast break by Adonis Thomas, but can't go anywhere too fast. Back to Tony Taylor. Now Kulig, who has an open look, comes up way short. Rebound by DeBost. Here's Logan. Into Bilan. Bilan back out to Logan for 3 is good. And David Logan off to a hot start. He's already in double digits personal. And that's his first from the outside, and his good touch from the perimeter continues. Strasbourg 4 from 6 from the outside so far. Here's Taylor. Thomas turns down to 3. Back to Taylor. Kulig shoots one from the foul line. He knew the shot clock was counting down, so he had just to get it off. Comes up way short again. Strasbourg out to an 8-point lead here. It's their biggest lead of the game so far. Here's D. Boss. Boss throws it out to Inglis. Now Miro Bilan up against Kulig. Shot clock is down to 1. Bilan gets it away and banks it in. Good patient offense by Strasbourg. Not rushing things, just waiting for the right shot at the right time. And Bilan knocks it down. And it is a double-digit game here. Strasbourg leading by 10. Perfect start for them as a timeout is called.
We must win 4. We received 24 points and we didn't enter the bonus. Make 4. Haydi Gaffey. Cover field. On offense, we made 3 penetration, 3 turnovers. One, jump, plus 3
Well, no real surprise to see Strasbourg shooting the ball well early on. They shot at 74% from two-point range in their last game against Rosaradom. Only 36% from the outside, but 74% from two-point range is some going. Bucket won't count. So just over 90 seconds to go in this opening quarter. It's been a good watch so far. Here is Tony Taylor looking to try and reduce the arrears. Taylor, lovely pass. What a dish that was. And Gasper Vidmar can't miss that. You can see he's just got a little plaster or something just on that right eyebrow. That's what the referee obviously didn't like. There was clearly a bit of blood that Gasper Vidmar just needed seeing to. Here's Zach Wright, throws up the long two, gets it to go. Zach Wright had 15 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists against Rosaradom last time out. Difficult shot, step back two, it's good. Andy Routins. And we've got 5 seconds or so to go. 50 seconds to go, I should say. That clock at the bottom of your screen is not correct. Here is Damien Inglis. 5 seconds on the clock, shoots the three. Damien Inglis again. Continues Strasbourg's hot hand. The lead up to 11. And we've got about 8 seconds or so between the shot and the game clock here. Got 20 seconds on the game clock. Great penetration. Oh, beautiful finish as well. How about those for some hands? Tony Taylor. And the last possession, presumably, of this first quarter will go to Strasbourg. Zach Wright manages to draw the foul with 3.7 seconds remaining. Can't get it to go, and that will be that for the opening quarter. It was a great watch as Vidmar very nearly connects from nearly underneath his own bucket. But Strasbourg will be pretty content with life at the moment. It's a nice start for them. They have a 9-point lead. At the end of the first, it's Banvit 20, Strasbourg 29. So second quarter just about to get underway. Strasbourg with a 9-point lead. Other scores in the other games. Imanere Venezia 22, Estudiantes 15, Ike 20, Medi Beirut 21, and Rosaradam 18, Petrol Olympia 13. That's pretty relevant, though, the score in that one. But as for Strasbourg, well, they know that a win here is good enough for them. They will be heading through. So if scores stay the same, Banvit and Strasbourg are both guaranteed to go through. As Vidmar gets it to go, he's had a nice start. Gasper Vidmar putting up some good minutes so far. Here's Damien Inglis up against Adonis Thomas. He's got two men all over him and has it stolen off him. Thomas does well to prevent the ball going out of bounds. Thomas into Vidmar. Vidmar's up against Atkins here. Tries to throw it back outside. Oh, does well. Tony Taylor just manages to throw the ball off Damien Inglis. So Banvit keep possession. Still another 13 seconds here on the game clock. Here is Vidmar. Now Tony Taylor. And Taylor was fouled. The bucket won't count. D. Boss just sharing a piece of his mind with someone that he's not particularly happy with. So another 14-second reset here for Banvit. Here's Tony Taylor. Taylor drives, throws it out, difficult shot, oh, gets the roll. Beautiful little right-hand jump hook there. Calearo's had a nice start as well. 5 points and an assist for him as an early timeout in the second quarter is called by Strasbourg. Well, great to see so many people here, both young and old, watching this crucial game in the Basketball Champions League regular season. And I'm sure inspiring the next generation as well along the way. Here's Strasbourg with the advantage, but their lead is being cut to 5. Still shooting the 3 at over 70% here, though, are the French side. Here is Miro Bilan. Bilan up against Vidmar. That's a good combination, but Bilan gets it to go. Good work from the big man. Eight points for him. He's 3 from 3 from 2-point range. Vidmar throws it out. Thomas turns down to 3, throws it back into Gasper Vidmar, who's trying to go to work on Bilan this time. Great defensive possession by Strasbourg. Miro Bilan, not as easy to pass as Gasper Vidmar was down the other end. Here is Debost. Foul is called. Tony Taylor immediately goes up to the referee and protests his innocence. He's clearly not convinced that he should have been called on a foul there. Here is Zach Wright. Nice pass to Damien Inglis, who's got 2 men all over him. Throws it back outside. And has eventually lost it. There's Levi Randolph. Here's Adonis Thomas. To Gasper Vidmar, tried to throw it out to the corner, but the steal by Zach Wright. Wright has got deep. Bost! Great acceleration from Boston, makes the layup. Such a quick turn of pace as Debost. Here's Taylor. Taylor steps back, throws the 2, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Vidmar, but last touch off Gasper Vidmar. And Strasbourg will get it back again. Have led by as many as 11 so far in this ball game, Strasbourg. The lead is 9 at the moment. Out rebounding Banvit, though, that's key at the moment. Well, look for all the world as though last touch was off a Banvit player there, but Banvit have got the decision. No real protest by Strasbourg. Here's Adonis Thomas. Good defense again by Zach Wright. Manages to draw the travel. So a turnover from the Turkish side. Yeah, only 3 rebounds in total for Banvit so far, 8 for Strasbourg. Does help that Strasbourg are shooting the 2 at 80% and the 3 at 71%, mind you. Here is Damien Inglis. Inglis has to try and throw it over his head. Offensive rebound by Bilan. And Kulig eventually is able to bring it in. Man that signed from Trabzonspor back in July of 2016. So 18 months or so at the club now. Here is Kulig again. Foul goes on Damien Inglis. So his first. So Strasbourg have one more foul to give here. As Gasper Vidmar has it stolen off him, and now Zach Wright leading the fast break right to Inglis. Inglis with the little reverse layup. That's another fast break point for Strasbourg. 8 fast break points now, just none for Banvit. So they're pushing the tempo out here, the French side. And a timeout calls.
We can even not foul them.
Well, the Monterrey Venezia are hammering Estudiantes, 38 points to 21 at the moment, so 17-point lead. They've only played 90 seconds or so in the second quarter there. Well, that's some going. They now lead by 20, in fact, so 41 points to 21. That is some start as Tony Taylor lines up the three. He just comes up short, doesn't get the roll. Inglis with the rebound. Straight into the hands of Zach Wright. Boss. Boss drives to the baseline, needs some help though. Boss throws it back out to Inglis. Shot clock is down to 3 here. Damien Inglis, someone's just got to get it away. Zach Wright throws it up, air ball, rebound by Damien Kulig. That's a better defensive possession by Banvit though. Forcing the difficult shot. Here's Kulig. Into Tolga Getchim. Been playing some nice stuff recently, Tolga Getchim. Big last-second block in their Turkish domestic lead did Tolga Getchim in their 81 points to 80 triumph away at Eskişehir to keep their 7-game winning run alive in the Turkish league. Great hustle, and the referees will intervene. Great hustle though by Levi Randolph, throwing his body on the floor, making sure that Strasbourg gained the possession. So the lead is back up to 11 here. That is the biggest lead that Strasbourg have had in the game so far. It's David Logan. Oh, he had no idea where the ball was, Miro Bilan, and now there is an opportunity of a fast break here for Banvit, and it'll be a goaltend. So the bucket will count for Tony Taylor. Managed to get a hand on it, but the ball was already on its way down. Here's Bilan, throws one up from the foul line. Miro Bilan continues on his merry way. He's up to double digits, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists now for the big man. Strasbourg don't have any more fouls to give here. Banvit have plenty if they need them. Tried the alley-oop. Vidmar does really well not to step out of bounds. Vidmar's got 2 men all over him. Manages to draw the foul, and that will put Strasbourg into the penalty. He's been at Banvit since July of 2015. He was actually playing some summer league for the New Orleans Pelicans earlier that year, but didn't make their roster and then signed for Banvit instead. Gasper Vidmar. I'm sure Banvit have been pretty delighted to have him on board for the last 3 years or so. See there, not too many trips to the foul line so far. Here's Zach Wright. Wright throws a difficult shot up, can't get it. Damien Kulig grabs the rebound. Vidmar, great pass, oh yes! Throws it down with authority. Great vision though from the big man, and Adonis Thomas just took off. Here's Levi Randolph. There's a chorus of boos ring around this arena, trying to make it as hostile an atmosphere as they possibly can here for the French side. Shot clock is down to 2, just had to step back and throw the 2, doesn't get the roll. And Kulik grabs another rebound, that's his 4th. Joel tried to throw up the alley-oop, Bilan got an important hand to it to prevent Gasper Vidmar getting on the end of the alley-oop pass. Here is Zach Wright. Wright needs some help. Manages to draw the foul. This is the explosive one-handed slam from Adonis Thomas. Get out of my way. So Taylor called on his 2nd foul. So Strasbourg will get it back with another 14 seconds. Bilan and Wright check out. Back come Inglis and debosters the 2-handed dunk from Darian Atkins, who's had a nice first half. 7 points, 3 rebounds. He's 3 from 3 from the field, Darian Atkins. A 3 from miles out, can't get it to go. Does well to keep the ball in bounds. Boss throws it out to Randolph. Randolph lines up the 3. Looks good, is good, Levi Randolph. And they have their biggest lead of the game so far. It is up to 13. We've got 90 seconds to go in this first half. They're still at 75% from the perimeter here, Strasbourg. Drives to the baseline, throws it outside. The 3 is on the way, looking to respond. Comes up short, and between both Randolph and Inglis, they managed to bring down the rebounds. So another opportunity here to extend that lead. Foul goes on Kulig. Pretty needless foul. He protests his innocence. That was the 3 from Levi Randolph that we've just seen as timeout is called here by Banvit.
We are gambling every time he sits and left. In stack for Zach to get it, okay? And after we do 2, okay? And I want Darian this side, I score. Damien is 5, okay? David is this side. Let Levi here. This side. Let's go like this. They defend like this. I mean, back Vassine, you go slowly.
Apologies, it was actually a timeout called by Strasbourg there and not Banvit, as I initially said. We've got just over 60 seconds to go in this first half, and Strasbourg in command out here. As the alley-oop is thrown up, can't get it to go, was fouled. Foul goes on Kulig, and Darian Atkins will head to the line and shoot two. And he makes both from the line. The lead is now up to 15. Here's Ridvan Unchel, nearly has it stolen off, and Kulig does well to prevent the steal. Throws it out. Good perimeter defense by Levi Randolph. Nearly got the steal as well. Has to instead drive and makes a nice two. Good penetration by Cagliaro. And we got 6 seconds or so between the shot and the game clock here. Strasbourg with a 13-point lead. It is all going swimmingly so far for the French side. As Zach Wright penetrates. Good defense by Kulig, but Zach Wright still finds a way through with his left hand, his weaker hand, and now Banvit have got about 3 seconds to try and get the shot away. They run the floor, the putback is no good, the defensive rebound, and there goes the buzzer. Well, it's a pretty ideal first half of basketball here for Strasbourg in the final game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season. Strasbourg know if they win, they guarantee themselves a playoff spot. Well, they lead by 15. It's Banvit 31, Strasbourg 46 at the end of the first half. Here are the stats then. Banvit not shooting the ball badly at all from 2-point range, but just 2 from 8 from the outside. Strasbourg at 63% from 2-point range, and they're 6 from 8 as well from the outside. Only missed 2. They're out-rebounding Banvit, 13 rebounds to 7, 2 of those offensive. 1 block, less turnovers. Most stats at the moment are in favour of the French side. So Banvit will need to get their act together in almost every facet of the game. Here are the game leaders. David Logan leading the way with 10 points. Atkins with 3 rebounds. He's had a nice game. Zach Wright, 6 assists already. And Gasper Vidmar has done well. He's got 9 points, 2 assists. Damien Kulig has 4 rebounds. Vidmar also with a couple of steals, as does Zach Wright. So Vidmar, Taylor and Cagliaro leading the way for Banvit, and Logan and Bilan both have 10 with Darian Atkins on 9 points. But, well, Strasbourg knew they had to come here and do a job. Well, at the moment, they're doing that. What can Banvit find in the second half? Well, make sure you're back in around 10 minutes' time when the second half will be getting underway. But at the end of the first, it is Banvit 31, Strasbourg 46. So welcome back, everybody, to the Basketball Champions League. It's the final game day of the regular season before the playoffs start in about 4 weeks' time. And we're watching Banvit, who are the only team in Group C that have already guaranteed themselves a spot in those playoff positions. But at the moment, things not going particularly well for them because they're down by 15 to Strasbourg, who know that a win here today would guarantee them also a spot in those playoff positions. But it is so close in Group C. It really is all up for grabs. The other scores in the three other games, Umana Venezia led by 20 at one stage. Well, their lead has been cut to 11 against Estudiantes at half-time, 57 points to 46. Rosaradam against Petro Olympia, that's 36 points to 35 in Rosaradam's favour, but that one is irrelevant, really. Both of those sides cannot qualify for the playoffs. That is the only game today which doesn't really have anything riding on it. And in the other one, it's Ike 33, Medi Beirut 40 in that one. So Medi Beirut leading by 7 and Umana Venezia leading by 11. So it's, well, a little early at the moment to try and work out the various permutations of who's going to qualify. But, well, let's say at the moment it's looking likely that it will be wins for Strasbourg, Medi Beirut and Venezia, unless we, of course, have a dramatic second-half turnaround. So there's about 4 combinations where those 3 teams win. That will lead to various teams qualifying in different orders. But at the moment, it is looking good for Strasbourg, Medi Beirut, Banvit and Venezia. Those are the 4 teams you'd say at the moment that are perhaps in the driver's seat. But a lot can change, as we know. Still a half to go in the regular season. The playoffs will then start on March the 6th and March the 7th, the first legs, with the second legs the week after on the March the 13th and 14th. So the teams finishing first and second in their groups will be seeded for the playoffs, and they will play their second leg of their playoff round at home. So they'll have home court advantage. And of course, the teams that finish first in the regular season will play a team that finishes 4th in another group in the regular season, and teams that finish second will play teams that finish 3rd. So in theory, it should certainly help matters by finishing first. That is why Banvit will not have just come into this game thinking, oh, well, we've already qualified, we can just kind of cruise through this game. They all want to guarantee top spot. And they trail by 15, looking to try and respond in the second half as Taylor steps back from the foul line and gets the first points of the 3rd quarter to go. So Tony Taylor, he's up to 8 points, 4 from 5 from the field. The 3 is off target. Vidmar with the rebounds. Here is Tolga Getchim. Getchim thought he was fouled by Zach Wright. At the second time he was. Zach Wright's 6 assists already for him. His vision, the way he moves the ball is just a joy to watch at times. Zach Wright picks up his 2nd foul. Here's Tony Taylor, he's got 2 men on him. Throws it back outside, feigns. Now the 3 is on the way right before the buzzer, comes up way short. Darian Atkins grabs the rebound. Now David Logan. Into Atkins again. He's got Cagliaro for company. Back out to Logan. Logan decides to shoot the 3. No good on this occasion. Rebound by Gasper Vidmar. Only his 2nd rebound to go with his 2 assists and 9 points so far. Now Tolga Getchim, will they back off him? Turns down the 3. Now Tony Taylor. Into Vidmar, throws it back outside. It's a good defensive possession so far by Strasbourg, but Taylor knocks down the 2. So the lead is back down to 11. Nice start to this third quarter for Banvit. Here's Logan. Into Miro Bilan. Bost penetrates, throws it out to Bilan. This will be a long two if it goes. Just comes up short right on the buzzer. Last touch off Darian Atkins. Banvit will have it. Another miss for Strasbourg. Not the start they were after to this third quarter. Here's Tony Taylor. Taylor, good penetration, but throws it away. And now the chance of a fast break led by Darian Atkins. Atkins to David Logan. Good defensive transition from Banvit, though. Logan just has to slow things down here for Strasbourg. Darian Atkins passes inside. Zach Wright, right-hand jump hook, nowhere near. I think he thought he was fouled. And Vidmar collects the rebound. So still yet to register a point here, Strasbourg in the third quarter. And we've played 3 minutes. First quarter, both sides shot the ball great. 29 points to 20. Strasbourg won that opening quarter. They won the second, 17 points to 11. His routines to Vidmar. Watch out. Surprised the hoop still standing as Gasper Vidmar throws it down with two hands, and the lead is back to a single-digit game here. Vidmar's up to 11, and it's the perfect start to the third quarter as a timeout is called. Well, here's the dunk again from Gasper Vidmar. He's got 11 points personal now, does Vidmar. The lead is back to 9 after a 6-0 run to start off this third quarter from the Turkish side. Medi Beirut now lead by 12 against AEK Athens, 49 points to 37. So things not looking particularly good for the Greeks. Here is Bost. Looking to try and register the first point of this third quarter. So they'll get another 14 seconds here, Strasbourg. Bost again. Bost back to Bilan. Bilan in traffic. Nice touch from the big man, though. And Strasbourg finally, after 3.5 minutes of this third quarter, register their first points, and we're back up to a double-digit game. The lead is 11. Here's Tony Taylor. Taylor looking to work her way through. Really tricky shot. Gets nowhere near it. And now an unsportsmanlike has been called on Gasper Vidmar, and he cannot believe the decision. All these unsportsmanlike fouls that we see in the games, they are pivotal at times. Of course, now Strasbourg will go up the other end. They'll have a couple of free throws to try and knock down. They'll then get possession back. So from one unsportsmanlike foul, it could cost you 5 points, really. Makes the first as Bost. And the second. Now Strasbourg will get possession again with the lead back up to 13. Here is Bost. Bost trying to find Bilan. Boss decides to shoot the three, comes up short. Big rebound by Tolga Getchim. Got to be one of the biggest point guards around, Tolga Getchim. Up against David Logan here. Strasbourg have missed their last three from the outside. They were 6 from 8. Now 6 from 11. Second foul on David Logan. Ball back in the hands of Tony Taylor. Now Getchim, completely open look for three is good. Angelo Caliero, who knocks down another. Shot the ball pretty well today as Caliero. He's 3 from 5. 8 points personal. The lead back down to 10. Here is Logan. Bilan sets a screen. Bilan back to Logan. Shot clock is down to 3 here. Needs to get it away. Bilan just has to throw it up one-handed. That would have been some shot if he'd made that go. Airball, though. Another good defensive possession by Banvit, who certainly seemed to have tightened up on the defensive end so far in this second half. Here's Taylor, throws it out. Open look for another three. Nowhere near. Logan grabs the rebound, and now a fast break on here for Strasbourg. Logan trying to go coast to coast, instead gives it to Atkins, who makes a pretty simple 2. Certainly killing Banvit on the fast breaks are Strasbourg. 11 fast break points to 2. Another open look for 3, and they cannot afford to give Caliero that amount of space the way he's shooting the ball today. He's got double digits. He joins Gasper Vidmar on 11. And again, the lead is back down to 9. But Caliero's already had 2 open looks in this third quarter from the outside, and he's knocking them down at will as Bilan tries to use the glass. Can't get it. Vidmar with the rebound. They quite like Gasper Vidmar to go to work a little more on the glass in this second half. Good penetration by Vidmar, who knocks it down, and he thought he should have had a whistle as well. It didn't come, but Vidmar is beginning to assert himself here. The lead is back down to just 7 as Logan is fouled. And Logan will shoot 2. Rotins is disputing the decision here. Well, it is pretty loud inside this arena. There's the play by Vidmar, who thought he should have had an and 1 as well. Damien Inglis is back on the floor here for Strasbourg as Logan lines up his first free throw. Finished at the University of Indianapolis as the all-time leading scorer with 2,352 points, did David Logan, so he's always had that ability to shoot the ball. Signed for Strasbourg back in July of last year. Here's Kulig, and Kulig draws the foul. Foul goes on Darian Atkins with 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. The lead is 8. Well, the Estudiantes are forging a comeback against Umana Ray of Venezia. Remember, they trailed by 20 at one stage. It was 41-21 when I gave you a score update. It is now 66 points to 62. So that 20-point lead is back down to 4. And Beirut still leading by 12 against AEK Athens. 54 points to 42. Here's Damien Inglis. Inglis, step back 2 is good. That is a competent shot from Damien Inglis. And again, it's a double-digit game. Here's Tony Taylor. Taylor throws the two. Nice mid-range jumper from Taylor. Taylor's got 12, shooting the ball great. 75% from two-point range, 6 from 8. Here's Darian Atkins. Atkins does well to find Logan. The shot clock's down to 2 here. They've got to get it away. He does, I think. No, he doesn't. It's not going to count. So a 24-second violation, even though Levi Randolph knocked down the 3. It's a good defensive possession by Banvit. But just after the buzzer for Levi Randolph. So they have got that miss, Banvit. Here is Tony Taylor. Tries to throw it back outside. Good ball movement by Banvit. Taylor throws up the long range 2. No good. Rebound by D. Bost, who can bring it clear with 90 seconds to go. Bost looking to try and go coast to coast. Oh, what a finish by D. Bost. Great hand skills. Draws a round of applause by Vincent Collet as well. Shows how much he appreciated it. Bost up to 9. Lead back up to 10. Here's Adonis Thomas. Thomas has been quiet today. 2 points and 1 rebound. That's it. He's only had 1 field goal, and that'll be a backcourt violation. So Strasbourg will get it back with just under 60 seconds to go. It is a 1-point game now between Umana Venezia and Estudiantes. 66 points to 65. Here's D. Boss, nice pass to Inglis, so beautifully done, and can't get it to go. I think the pressure from Calearo just behind him may have been enough to put him off. Not sure whether Calearo actually got a piece of it or not. Here's Damian Kulik, just decides to shoot the open 3. They won't mind Damian Kulik necessarily shooting that. Can't get it to go, and Boss can bring it down the floor. About 8 seconds or so between the shot and the game clock here, with the lead still at 10. Strasbourg have done well to recover slightly from a slow start in this third quarter. Here's Damien Inglis. Inglis looking to go to work. He'll turn it over. Inglis again disputing the decision here from the referee. So last possession of this third quarter as Tony Taylor throws the 3, can't get it to go. They might actually be able to throw one from the half court here. Comes up miles short. But, well, Banvit have eaten into the lead slightly. They've outscored them by 5 in that third quarter. But it is still a double-digit game here in Turkey. And it is still going the way of Strasbourg. Banvit 47, Strasbourg 57 at the halftime, at the end of the third quarter, sorry. Well, Banvit's 3-point shot letting them down. 4 from 15, 6 from 11 Strasbourg, but Banvit still shooting at 71% from 2-point range, so that's what's allowed them to stay reasonably close out here. And here are the highlights from that third quarter. Well, with the Estudiantes forging a huge comeback in their game against Venezia, if Strasbourg, Estudiantes and Medi Beirut all win here, then it will mean Estudiantes will actually go through as group winners. Banvit will finish second, Strasbourg will finish third, and Medi Beirut will go through in that final playoff spot. So if Estudiantes can continue this comeback, they've got it to a tight game, and Medi Beirut and Strasbourg are able to hang on in their respective games, then it will be Estudiantes, Banvit, Strasbourg, Beirut going through to the playoffs in that order. There's still 2.5 minutes or so to go, though, in the Umana Reya Venezia Estudiantes game in that third quarter, so they're quite a way behind this one and the other one. Shot clock is down to 1. Has to just shoot the 3 from miles out. Rebound by Levi Randolph. Boss, little pass behind his back. Inglis turns down to 3, but drives and makes an easy 2. So perfect start for Strasbourg's point of view in this final quarter. They stretch the lead again to 14. The lead has been as big as 15. Inglis is up to 9. He's 3 from 4 from 2-point range. Out to the corner. Cagliaro shot the 3 well today. Can't get that one to go. Rebound by Zach Wright. Wright always looking to try and push the tempo, but got back in transition well, did Banvit. He's de-bossed. Boss just decides to shoot the 3, and Boss makes it. What a start to this final quarter, and Boss knows it as well. They race out to a 7-0 lead run in this fourth quarter, and they've just extended the advantage here. And an early timeout called on the back of this fast start by Strasbourg. 47 points to 64, the lead now. Strasbourg in control out here. So a great start to this final quarter for Strasbourg. Nice pass by Taylor out to the corner. The 3 is no good. Another rebound by Zach Wright. Struggling with their shot to start off this final quarter, though, Banvit. The lead now up to 17, the biggest lead that Strasbourg have had. Foul goes on Andy Rotins. Here is Wright, just decides to shoot the long 2, no good. Rebound by Cagliaro. Here is Routins, little no-look pass, great penetration, is fouled and 1. So Cagliaro with the opportunity to make it a 3-point play here and reduce the deficit back to 14. There's the big slap across the arm from Levi Randolph. And he does indeed make it a 3-point play. So Cagliaro is up to 14 points. He leads the way for Banvit now. Has averaged 12.1 points in the Basketball Champions League regular season. has Cagliaro, along with 5.5 rebounds as well. Here goes Zach Wright. Wright just throws it up. Oh, uses the glass. Difficult shot made to look very easy from Zach Wright. Boy, does this guy have some talent. So they'll turn it over here, Banvit.
Ve bir diğer oyundan çıkan oyuncumuz 22 numaralı formasıyla Angelo Correaro. Oyuna dahil olan oyuncularımız Rıdvan Öncel ve Gasper Rydman. Strasbourg takımında oyuna dahil olan oyuncu 15 numaralı formasıyla Miro Dinan. Şimdi ıslıklıyoruz bandırma.
Here's Randolph. Randolph gets it back. Open look at the three, or just comes up short. It's another offensive rebound by Zach Wright. It's rebound number 5 for him as helps it on to Bilan. Bilan throws it up. Another offensive rebound, and the putback is good. Well, they have started this fourth quarter with so much intensity. Zach Wright, you can see just how up for this he is. 8 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds for Zach Wright. It's another standout game from him. Just to let you know, when the draw for the playoffs is done, clubs cannot be drawn against clubs from the same group of the regular season. So there's no chance that if Strasbourg and Banvit both make it through to the playoffs, that they will not face each other in the playoffs. However, there is no country protection. So Strasbourg could, in theory, play another French side, or Banvit could play another Turkish side. Well, they've just increased the leads. It's up to 18 with just over 6 minutes to go. They've thrown it away again, very nearly. Thomas, foot was just inside. It would have been a 2 if it had gone. Inglis with the rebound. And the draw for the playoffs, by the way, will take place on the 14th of February. So next Wednesday, the draw for the playoffs. Make sure you download the Basketball Champions League app. You'll be able to get all the relevant information and news that you need about the draw and who's made it through. I mean, this game has just rapidly got away from Banvit here. Back up to 20, the lead. Nothing going the way of Banvit at the moment. Look of frustration by Gasper Vidmar there, who's called on the offensive foul. Stilumanare Venezia with a 1-point lead. Just started the final quarter in that one against Estudiantes. The bucket won't count from Inglis there. And AEK Athens are beginning to make a little bit of a comeback against Meri Beirut. It's AEK 62, Meri Beirut 69. in that one. So just a 7-point lead now. So we won't know. As Logan throws up the three, another three knocked down by David Logan. Well, this has been some fourth quarter from Strasbourg. They've outscored Banvit 16 points to 3 so far. And, well, it certainly looks as though Strasbourg will be joining Banvit in the playoffs. It is a Banvit timeout.
Go inside. Adonis, inside. Ridvan, you take Logan. Chase him like crazy. Here is the goal. Pass, screen. Dania is going to cross. Same time, we pull the back. Try to feed the big, okay? Feed the big. Hey, every time, never stop defending. Okay? Let's go. Inside 3. Screen low. Yeah, pass. Speed down. Inside 3. Let's go. Hey. Take away the difference.
So Banvit trailing by 23 now with just under 5 minutes to go as Rotin shoots a three from miles out. Can't get it to go. Boss, great pass down the floor. Logan rejected. Came from nowhere. And managed to get a big right hand on it, did Tony Taylor. That is great defensive transition from him. Logan into Bilan and an easy two again. And the lead just continues to stretch here. Incredibly, the Medi Beirut game, it is now just a 1-point game. Beirut looked to be in control. They had a comfortable double-digit lead, but Ike Athens have fought back. 69 points to 68 over there. Nice pass, Kulig. Open three, count it. Well, it certainly looks as though this game is going to finish before all the others in Group C. Well, all the others that count. Anyway, the Rosaradom Petrol Olympia game we're not so concerned about. So I wonder whether these two sides will just run into the changing room and just try and keep an eye on those other two games to see what's going on. Strasbourg turn it over. Unshell, great pass and the one-handed dunk by Tony Taylor. Good couple of minutes for him on both offense and defense. Tony Taylor, that big block down one end and then the one-handed jam down the other. Bilan throws it out of bounds, but I think an offensive foul has gone on Damien Inglis anyway. Well, this would, of course, be Banvit's first loss at home as well in the Basketball Champions League. They've been imperious here in Turkey throughout the last 13 or 14 weeks or so. Here's Taylor, great pass out to the corner, open look for three. That is miles away. Not one that Ridvan Unshell will want to see again. I think if there was a bucket behind this one, it wouldn't have touched that one either. It was that long. 5 from 22 from the outside, though. Here's D. Boss, throws up the mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound by Thomas. And now the steal. Oh, Bilan had it in his hands. thought that he'd got the steal, just couldn't quite grasp the ball. So Banvit get it back. Adonis Thomas. Thomas nearly has it stolen again by Zach Wright, who has a good knack of being able to steal the ball. Estudiantes now lead by 3 against Real Venezia, 86-83. Beirut are back into a 6-point lead in their game. And here goes Kulik all the way, easy 2. So if all the sides that are winning now finish the game with a win, the teams that will be going to the playoffs in order will be Estudiantes will top the group, Banvit in 2nd, Strasbourg in 3rd, and Medi Beirut in 4th. Those 4 teams at the moment are going through to the playoffs.
He's here. First time, okay, short wall, hang off, continuity. And if we have nothing at the end, back up, drive and kick. It's clear, easy. But we hold it 20 seconds. In defense, don't hesitate to make some switch and a processor. Don't give them layup on easy swing. Let's go, allez!
Well, Vincent Collet will be so proud of his team, the way they've come here and performed so admirably when they knew the pressure was on them as well. They knew they had to come here and really make sure that they won, just to guarantee themselves a spot in the playoffs. They didn't want to leave it to chance. But boy, is it close in the other games in Group C. That is going to come right down to the wire. As I said, this one will finish before the other 2. As Zach Wright has it, 2 minutes to go in this one. They've still got nearly 6 minutes to go in the Venezia game, and they've still got about 4 minutes to go in the Ike game, as Bilan, nice right-hand jump hook. And the lead is back up to 20. Here's Taylor. Pass outside, Kulig turns down to 3, back outside to Taylor, nice feint, just composed himself and knocks it down from the outside. Tony Taylor has 17 personal now, leading the way in the game. He is 8 from 13 from the fields. Here is D. Boss looking to respond with a 3 of his own. Comes up short. Rebound by Gasper Vidmar. Now Kulig. Adonis Thomas looking to try and carve a way through. Manages to draw the foul.
Strasbourg takımının oyuna dahil olan oyuncu 21 numaralı formasıyla Olivier Campbell.
So that's Zach Wright's 4th, so he's only got 1 more to play with, although we are inside the final 60 seconds, so it won't make too much difference here. They also have a 17-point lead, of course. Here's Adonis Thomas. Thomas throws it back outside, and a shot clock violation as D. Boss threw his body on the line trying to get that block. So young Ludovic Behurst will just be given a few seconds out here as D. Boss checks out. High fives all round. He knows that they'll be playing in the playoffs here in the Basketball Champions League in a few weeks' time. And that is something we cannot wait for. Here's Inglis, and a nice 2. Olivier Cotal is another man that's checked in, another youngster. So both Cotal and Behurst. Some nice experience out here as Taylor tries to bank in the 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Thomas, out to Kulig, another 3 on the way. No good on this occasion. Inglis with the rebound, and I think that is that. Well, Inglis is still playing here. Looked as though Banvit had just given the game up. I'm not entirely sure why Gasper Vidmar is doing that with just 6 seconds to go and a 19-point lead, but Olivier Courtal with a chance to add to his 2 points. It's back to a 1-point game in the Ike Athens Beirut game. Beirut 76, Ike 75, so that one by no means over. As the final shot of the game is a good one for Tony Taylor, knocks down the 3, and the buzzer goes, but it is Strasbourg's day here in Turkey. Both Banvit and Strasbourg will be playing in the playoffs in a few weeks' time. Strasbourg, well, they were always pretty likely to make it through, but they knew that if they came here and won, then they would be making it through, and that is exactly what they've done. Banvit 63, Strasbourg 80, and we'll see both of these sides again in about 4 weeks' time when the playoffs get underway. Well, don't forget, you can of course just tune out of this game and go straight over to either the Umana Reia Venezia Estudiantes game or the Ike Athens Beirut game on livebasketball.tv. Both of those games are coming right down to the wire. Estudiantes leading by 2 with just under 4 minutes to go in that one, and Medi Beirut leading by 1 with just over 90 seconds to go there. So it is so close, and at the moment I'm unable to tell you who will be joining Strasbourg and Banvit in those playoff positions, because until those other games are decided, we are none the wiser. But, well, Banvit, not their day today, their first loss here in Turkey, but deep down they won't really mind. Their fan base still chanting to the rafters out there. It wasn't their day, but they knew deep down that they were already through to the playoffs, so perhaps there was just a little bit of complacency out there. Here are the stats. Banvit shot it great from 2-point range, 20 from 28, but only 27% from 3. Strasbourg, 8 from 16 from beyond the arc, and 60% from 2. They out-rebounded Banvit as well, 31 rebounds to 22. 1 more assist, 5 steals each. 1 block, a few more turnovers as well for Banvit, so all in all, most stats really favouring the French side. And no real surprise to see them win as comfortably as they did. Game leaders, well, Tony Taylor had a really nice last quarter there. He finished with 20. David Logan led the way for Strasbourg with 14. 7 rebounds for Kulig, 6 for Damien Inglis, and 4 assists for Routin, 6 assists for Zach Wright, including 3 steals as well. Gasper Vidmar had a nice game. He had 2 steals to go with his 13 points and 5 rebounds. So Taylor, Cagliaro shot the 3 well today. He had 14, and Vidmar with 13 for Banvit, and Logan and Bilan with 14 for Strasbourg. So, as I said, please go over and just watch the last couple of minutes or so in the Umana Reia Venezia Estudiantes game. Estudiantes leading by 2, and Medi Beirut leading now by 4 against Ike Athens. So if scores stayed the same with Strasbourg, Estudiantes and Medi Beirut all winning, then it would be Estudiantes going through in top spot in Group C, Banvit in second, Strasbourg in third, and Medi Beirut would go through in that final spot. But a lot can happen, of course, in the last couple of minutes in those other games, so that is by no means decided as yet. The draw for the playoffs will be on Wednesday, the 14th of February, so that is next Wednesday, and then the playoffs get underway in about 4 weeks' time. March the 6th and March the 7th for the first legs, and then the second legs being played on the 13th and 14th. The teams finishing in first and second will be seeded, and they will play the second leg of the round of 16 at home. And, of course, the teams that finish first in the group will play a team that finishes 4th in another group. You cannot play a team that has been in the same regular season as you in the playoffs, but you can play a team in the same country. I hope that clarifies things as much as I possibly can. But yeah, there is still some results that need to be decided, and as I speak, Cumana Rail Venezia now lead by 3 against Estudiantes, so that is still all to play for. Go and watch the final 60 seconds or so of that. Make sure you download the Basketball Champions League app as well to get all your draw information and all the latest news, of course, that you need to work out who actually made it through to the playoffs and who hasn't. And we'll be back, of course, again tomorrow for more action from the Basketball Champions League and some more games due to tip off in around, 20 minutes time or so now. Those are the Group B games that are tipping off in 23 minutes time. But thanks for your company this evening. It's going down to the wire in Group C, but here we know that Banvit and Strasbourg will be playing in the playoffs of this season's Basketball Champions League.